Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Q&A session as part of our Being Black in STEM series. Today we're joined by Wumi, Temi, Rafia, Agogo, Adrian, Zara and Darius. They're here to answer any questions you have about university, whether they're based on something you heard in our previous sessions or something else you've been curious about for a while. So if you submit your question in the chat box, we'll answer them live. And to begin the session, I'd just like to welcome all of our speakers to introduce themselves and just say a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Hi, I'm Adrian. I'm a third year chemical engineering student. My favorite modules.
For a while.
But,
if you submit your
oh, or should I keep going?
Sorry, I think it's because I hadn't muted my microphone. Sorry, Adrian. Do you want to start that again?
Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah. Hi, I'm Adrian. I'm a third year chemical engineering student. My favorite modules in the course are reaction engineering, thermodynamics, and fluid mechanics. I'm currently a member of the ACS, cross-cultural aesthetics, chemical engineering, and neuroscience societies.
Hi everyone, my name's Agogo. I'm currently in fourth year chemical engineering student. I'm part of the ACS and used to be part of the Rock Climbing Society as well.
Hey everyone, my name is Darius. I'm a second year chemical engineering student. I'm a member of the ACS. I'm actually the event officer for the ACS, and yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Rafia and I'm in my fourth year doing chemical engineering. I'm a member of the ACS Chem Eng Society and used to be a member of Rock Climbing.
Hi guys, my name's Temi and I'm a third year chemical engineering student. My favourite modules at the moment are probably separations, and I am the PR officer for our African Caribbean Society.
Hi everyone, my name is Wumi. I am the ACS secretary right now and also a second year chemical engineer. And I used to be a part of netball club as well.
Hi guys, my name is Zara. I'm in my third year of chemical engineering. My favorite module is probably thermodynamics. I'm part of the ACS. I write for the student newspaper. I'm in the chemical engineering department's well-being department rep and the communications officer for the society. And yeah.
Thanks everyone for the introductions. You all sound quite busy alongside your studies as well. Thank you for joining us today too, and giving up your time to answer these questions. I guess I'll kick off the session by asking quite a simple question. Have you enjoyed your time at Imperial?
Oh, my first up. Yeah, it's been a pretty great experience. I think it was hard at first to adjust to uni life, but once the first term ends and you manage to establish a balance between work and other things, it becomes really fun. It's very easy to get into things. Yeah, it's just enjoyable.
Yeah, I think I would agree with Adrian. Overall, I feel it was an enjoyable experience. But I guess first term the adjustment period was quite an up and down one. There was a lot going on, a lot to get used to. But once you got through that, I'd say it was pretty much upwards from there.
Yeah, it's just you just have to adjust, and once you adjust, you're it's a home run from there. You just keep on going, and also in terms of things like extracurriculars, they're over 200 societies, so you always find your people and stuff like that. You get into a rhythm and you just keep going.
Yes, my university experience has definitely been enjoyable. And as Darius said, there's loads of things to do outside of academia, so outside of the chemical engineering department. There's loads of societies you can be involved in. You can take up positions in those societies or just simply attend events. There's always something on at the university.
Yeah, for me, I've really enjoyed Imperial. I think it's like a good balance because it's like a really STEM uni, so it's kind of hard, but then you're also in London, so you've got like loads of other things to do. So I think personally I found it a challenge at first to balance, but then once you find the right balance of like working and making sure you've got your problem sheets done and like enjoying yourself, it's really fun to do.
Yeah, I'll add on to what Temi said, that finding a balance is like Imperial is a hardworking university. So you're surrounded by so many people who are also hardworking, which kind of makes it easier to adjust and just find your balance, because everyone's got something that they need to like detach from uni work from time to time.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Once I kind of knew what I needed to do to be like good with the university work or like what was expected of me, I could then like see what I could do outside of that. So I could see what else I could fit in. And once I realized that, and I realized what worked for me, and it was just good. Like I knew how to enjoy myself properly and still keep on top of everything. And yeah, I found it really enjoyable.
That's really good to hear. I should have said at the start of the session, while we're waiting for questions to come in on the chat, our speakers have actually got some questions for one another. So they'll just be kind of asking questions about each other's university experience. So I will let you guys kick off. You don't necessarily have to go in order. If one of you wants to jump in and ask first, feel free to.
I don't mind going first. I was wondering if you guys had any other plans apart from university, whether you considered other routes such as apprenticeships or anything else.
From early on, I'd answer that. From early on, I've always known I wanted to do something related to the energy industry. So I've kind of looked at the path of getting into that and excelling and climbing up the ladder for that, and realized I needed a degree for that and a master's degree in that sense. So I never really considered anything outside of going to university personally.
Yeah, me neither. I think because like I was really good. I quite enjoyed school. That was like the structure. I think I quite like theory and stuff. So I thought university would be a better fit than like maybe doing an apprenticeship, which is more practical. I think I like prefer to know my theory like really well before I go into and like start doing the practical stuff. So uni for me was always the plan.
Yeah, I'd say it's the same for me. I kind of knew the professions I wanted to go into required me to have a degree. So, uni was just the natural step after secondary school.
Yeah, I think because I didn't really know what I wanted to do after uni, after education, I wanted to do a degree because I knew that with the degree I could do like other things, but usually with an apprenticeship, it's in like a specific profession or like you're working towards like a specific type of role. And I wasn't really sure what role I wanted to do just yet. So I would need that uni because I can still look around while here. And like just because I'm learning one thing doesn't necessarily mean that I have to do that one thing. It's more likely that it's easier to change things because transferable skills.
I think for me, I'd say that I think my school was always like pretty centered on uni for sixth form or so. They didn't really talk much about other options. But I never really thought about anything else, and I liked studying, so I wasn't really ready at that point in time to just go straight to work after sixth form. So yeah, it's always uni for me as well.
For me, if I'm being honest, I wasn't all that aware of the other options, but even if I was, I sort of like knew, like I feel like I wasn't aware because I sort of like subconsciously blocked everything else out. So I knew like uni was like the path for me for what I wanted to do after that.
That's really interesting, and that I'm going to jump in and ask a follow-up question if that's okay. Would any of you change your mind and do things slightly differently, or are you glad that you took the route that you did?
I would say that I'm pretty glad that I took the route that I did, mainly because of the experiences that I've had whilst at uni. So, like, aside from my degree, you know, the other opportunities that have been opened to me, and the fact that, you know, being at uni as, I can't remember who said it, I think Zara, it gives you the opportunity to kind of like look around at different industries. So, you know, you do, you know, your spring week in one industry, an internship in a different one, or if you can fit two internships in one summer, like you can just have a broad experience. And I feel like just university is like provides a space where you can really do that.
Yes, I agree with Agogo. I feel like I might not be too aware about apprenticeships, but you usually go into an apprenticeship in one industry, and going to university doesn't mean, okay, you continue with chemical engineering. With the careers fairs that are being put on and the careers talks, you explore other avenues that you could go into.
Cool. So there's, yeah, lots of different routes, it seems, that have kind of been opened up to you through this experience. Cool. All right, thank you.
Earlier on, we all mentioned having to adjust to uni life and the work. What exactly have you guys done, or what exactly did you guys do that you feel benefited you or helped with your adjustments?
For me, it's like my friends. So I think having that support system is so you can like complain about what maybe that module is like, the lecture is really bad, or you don't understand something. So I think you feel better when you know you're not alone, and you know that you're like, everyone's feeling that way. I hate when I'm feeling like I don't know what's going on, but no one else, everyone looks like put together, but really they're not. Like if you talk to people, I think talking to people really helps understanding uni as well, because everyone's got different experiences. So like maybe someone else is coping well, they can like tell you how they've coped well. So definitely try and make loads of like new friends. Not all friends are going to stay. You're going to make some friends at the beginning, you'll never talk to them again. But if you have like a wide range, then you know who are your people and who are not.
Yeah, and just to go off the back of that, I would definitely say that finding people in an older year group, I feel really helped me settle in. I knew a couple of people in the year above me, and sometimes when I was start, I'll just ask them like, how do I do this? Or sometimes they'll just like calm me down and think, you know what, like this isn't as big of a deal as you think it is, and that kind of thing. So people in older year groups, definitely.
I think also prepare for things not to go your way, because it's so easy, like coming out of your sixth form or your secondary school and somewhere at Imperial, like people are used to being like top of their class all the time, like understanding things straight away. And you just have to prepare yourself for the fact that this is a leap, that you may not get things immediately, and that you should adjust yourself. Like when things don't go your way, learn how you could have approached the situation differently so that you don't keep falling into the same habits again and again.
Yes, I agree with you. And off the back of what Wumi said, it would also be very good to be organized and plan your time. So like if things change, you have you go back to a plan and you adapt it. It's better than not having a plan at all. And yes, I found that it was very, very good to speak to people, other people who are in your course experiencing it with you. Like just this morning, because in my final year I'm doing my research projects, and just this morning I called a girl. I said, "Are you stressed?" Because I'm stressed as well. Like, and then just finding out, and she's like, yeah, she's stressed, but this is how she's dealing with it. She's asking her supervisor questions, she's doing setting up meetings, and then you get ideas from other people. Yes, like you kind of coming from a high achieving sixth form, you kind of feel like, okay, maybe you might be the bottom of the class, but you kind of get a more realistic perspective by speaking to those around you.
Something else I'd also say that is quite helpful is having things outside of your course to focus on, like having like other things you're passionate about to like spend your time on, because it can be really easy to like get wrapped up in, oh, there's like so many lectures I need to read ahead for, and like so many problem sheets to do, and I don't exactly understand this one slide, so I'm going to spend like 2 hours trying to like research everything on it, when then like having other things you can use to relax and wind down with, and like you also care about, is really helpful. That's something that's not stressing you out, basically. Having that's really helpful, and knowing how you're going to fit that into your time for uni as well is really helpful. So like you have time for both.
These are all really useful pieces of advice, and I see you all kind of nodding along, you know, when someone else is talking. So yeah, clearly lots of like shared experience here.
So a question I have for you guys is, what have you learned about yourselves during your time at uni?
I would probably say that I've learned how to maximize my time, or like what works for me in maximizing my time. And you know, before university or even in first year, I wasn't really much of a planner. And I guess this comes about by like talking to people. But you know, spending time with Rafia, who is a very structured individual, I sort of like got used to planning more and realized that I can actually maximize the amount of work I do in a day by just planning. And I feel like that's a major thing about myself that I've learned, that I can actually be way more efficient than I was being.
I'd say initially, so coming in first year, I think I will remember that in March we had like 3-4 deadlines at once, and as a first year you're panicking, and that doesn't really help you, because you're wasting time complaining when you could be doing the work, and like it's work you have to submit anyway. So obviously I got the work done and everything, but with that I learned the importance of like asking for help. I had to be, because I'd say in sixth form I was a bit shy. I had to learn how to open up and maybe be more outgoing. So to ask for help from people. And you find that everybody at university is really nice. So with that, going on to second year and third year, I've just learned to stay calm in these high pressure or high paced environments. And I've learned that I can actually stay calm and also get the work done, because I've found out that I tend to stress a lot. So it's fine to just, like, you can be calm and get the work done, like, yeah.
Yeah, off the back of what Rafia said, I agree that when I first came in, that I like whenever I have deadlines, I'll just be stressing over them. And I knew I'd get the work done, but it's just that unnecessary stress is part of procrastination. And like, as I'm still going through my uni experience, I'm learning to now stop stressing over situations that I can't control. That anything that is certain to happen, that I shouldn't stress over it, and just do what I can now in the present to make the changes that I can. Otherwise, it just leads to unnecessary headaches, and there's already so much going on as a uni student in life in general.
I've kind of learned that I say yes to quite a lot of things. Like I take on more. I'm quite prone to taking on more than I can do. So being able to tell people that like I can't do this in this time frame, but I can do it in like a bigger time frame, or like being able to prioritize certain things and say that this is my priority now. I can't give it the time that it needs, so I can't say yes to it. That's something I've had to learn in uni.
I think also, I think something that Temi said earlier kind of reminded me of this, how, you know, sometimes you can put like hours and hours and hours of work into like one slide, or so it's just kind of like learning when to, like, you know, just stop and move on. It's like, okay, you've done your best that you can do. And I feel like that was something critical that I learned in my experience, just knowing when I've done my best and just, you know, move on to something else.
Yeah, like, I know I asked the question, but I think for me, it's like, I know that I was like, before uni, it was just work. I never used to meet people, like work. And I think coming to uni, like, I've learned that can't, if you do that, you're actually just it's not gonna be healthy for you. So I think I've learned that doing other things, maybe like joining the society, is not a bad thing. Just because you're not doing work doesn't mean you're not learning. Like, doing society things, you're learning different skills, talking to people, like learning how to just calm down, relax. That is, I think I've learned how to like just relax. So for sure, like, don't always stress. Stress is not the one.
Yeah, what Temi said is really important. When you're in when you're in societies, yes, you're not doing academic work, but you're also learning new skills. And these skills are what's beneficial when you're getting a job, because you're not just going to go to your interviews and be like, oh, I studied thermodynamics and separation process of fluid mechanics. They want to know about you and, okay, what else have you done outside uni and how have you juggled those things with your academics?
Does anyone else want to add to that, or should we move on to the next question?
Yeah, we can move on.
Who wants to go next?
I wanted to ask, just for like the benefit of students who may be coming, they all are thinking of applying and are feeling like this. Did any of you ever study? Sorry, did any of you ever like suffer from imposter syndrome? And if so, like where exactly did that come from, and how did you deal with it, or how are you still dealing with it?
I'd say yes, pretty badly, as in the first term of first year. And I think that came from me. I decided to do chemical engineering like quite late, so like at the end of year 12, during the summer kind of. And I think what made it worse in that time, the first time was old, was we did our first mastery sheet, and I got like a pretty low score with the high pass rate. It was all just very hectic, and I think the way I dealt with it was I like dedicated my time to sorting out all of my things I thought were wrong with my study method. I tried to improve it, like finding the balance and everything. And I think it was resolved after first year ended. I thought I was gonna like fail the whole year at that time, and I got the grades and I found that I didn't actually do as bad as I thought I had. So, and that's what helped me deal with that. Like I learned that I'm more capable than I think I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with Adrian. I remember that first Christmas test, I think we got in December. When I got my score back from that, I was shocked. Because, you know, we all come from like, you know, schools where we were very high achieving. So when I got that grade, I definitely thought at that point, I'm not supposed to be here. But I feel like for me, again, I would say talking to people, like talking to other people in older years who had gone through the same thing. You know, it really helped to calm me down and realize that, okay, if they could do it, so can I, kind of thing.
I feel like what helped me was having perspective, like, because when you come from because to get the grades coming to Imperial, you used to getting like 80s and 90s and everything all the time. So when you see like 60s and 70s, you're like, oh shoot, I've messed up somewhere. Like you expect to still be getting the same amount of high marks like up until then, and like having the perspective, like, because you don't know how everybody else is finding the course, like really, because you just nobody really talks about it. Like you don't really see everybody else's, like there's not like a big leaderboard or anything like that. So you don't really know where you fall, and that makes you think that, oh, I'm probably somewhere at the bottom. And like just having the perspective to like understand what is actually expected of you at that stage, I felt really helped.
Yeah, another thing that I'd say is very important is that you should learn that it's okay sometimes to not do as well as, like, when you get a paper and you didn't do as well as you thought you did, as long as it's not the final paper, you can always learn from it. That's the reason why you have these assessments in between your degree, and not everything at the end. And also being able to always remind yourself that you weren't just dropped into Imperial. You applied, you sent a personal statement, you did an interview like everybody else. So just knowing that, okay, you went through a process, you were able to show that, okay, you'd be a good addition to the university, and the university would also benefit you. I think just remembering that, okay, you did go through a process like everybody else, and knowing that, like Zara said, perspective, like you're not speaking to everybody in the department, so you don't know how everyone else is feeling about the degree. But I think as long as you've achieved the grades and you've gone through the process to go to university, you should always feel and just remind yourself. I think it's just that extra confidence, which you do build as you go on to the later years.
Actually, what Rafia said, something that like I heard once that really helps was that like imposter syndrome is either that, because for you to be an imposter, all the people that read your personal statement, that did your interview, that marked your papers and everything, it's either that they are all wrong and like you shouldn't be here, or that you are wrong and that you should be here. And like those people are like top of like their fields and everything. So like when you think about it, they know what, like they know if they see something in you, then they know what they're talking about. Like it's with a good reason. So between the two groups, well, the person that's wrong about whether you should be there, it's probably you, and you should be there.
Yes.
I think that's a really nice way of putting it, and that's something I'll definitely remember for the future if I'm feeling that way again. And Rafi, I really like what you said about building that confidence and taking it on to later years, because I think, I was going to ask whether you think imposter syndrome is something that just happens at uni or, happens in higher education, or whether it happens elsewhere. And yeah, I suppose it's something that you can probably be affected by no matter what your age or career. So maybe university is a good time to kind of build those skills, to be able to develop your resilience in kind of dealing with that. Is there anything else anyone would like to add on that topic?
No, nothing.
Okay. Should we move on to the next question?
Yeah. So we're all, I think, second year to fourth, and so we'd be graduating soonish. How has anyone thought about what they want to do after they leave, after they graduate?
I'm thinking of doing consulting. So I kind of, at first I was like, I'm going to do engineering. I've done a whole engineering degree for 4 years. How can I not use this degree? And I was like so adamant. But then I was like, then all these career fairs at Imperial, and you're like, oh, like there's actually other things that I could be doing. Like, are you sure you are going to enjoy engineering, or are one of these other things suited to you? And I think when I like did insight days for consulting, which is like, if you guys don't know, like the students, if you don't know, it's like going into companies and talking about and looking at their problems and helping them solve their problems. And I was like, that is chem-eng, like you were given like these problems and we have to use our like mathematical skills and solve the problems. So I was like, actually, I'm still using my degree, but it's not necessarily the most traditional route. So I think for me, I'm thinking about consulting.
I would say I'm also very heavily considering consulting as well, as I feel like my main reason is that you get to apply, I guess, aspects of your degree and knowledge that you are always building on in an array of different industries. So it's not really like with engineering, more time you're working in one industry, let's say oil and gas or pharmaceuticals or that kind of thing. But in consulting, you're often working in different, like many different industries. So I feel like that was the main selling point for me.
I think for me, same. Like to me, when I came in, I was like engineering, like I'm going to be an engineer. That's my destiny and all that. But then, just like learning more about like going to career fairs and just like progressing in degree, learning more about chem-eng, all the things, all the like different things it teaches you and all the opportunities you can have from there on. And then finding out about consulting, I was just like, oh, this works for me, specifically like operational consulting. So like trying to optimize different processes, which is chem-eng, if we're being honest, and just like learning more about it, I was just like, oh, this really makes sense for me. But like if I'm also like I'm not like 100% sold on it yet. I'm still like very, because I've always been very big on nuclear energy. So there's still like a very big part of me who's like, oh, like if possible, I would want to go into nuclear energy as an engineer. But operational consulting is also like, I'm sort of like in between those two right now.
give a different. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I don't know what yes, I don't really know what I want to do. Like, there's so many, like, the reason why I picked chem eng is that, like, it teaches you so many things. So, like, how much of first principle work we do, like, it makes you, like, really nitpicky and, like, about seeing how things flow. So, like, more of a financial side, I was thinking about that. So, like, audits and things like that, because that is very, like, looking what's coming in and out and making sure that everything, like, tallies up. But then there's also, like, engineering consultancies, like working with industries or like big plants to make sure that everything is working as efficiently as it can be. And then marketing has been one I've actually been thinking about, because quite a lot of the things I do end up being like, this is completely separate to my degree. So like all the things I do in my society, so writing for a newspaper, or like doing communications for chem eng, like it's about how to present something so that it's like shown properly to people that you hope to get it. And that's been something really interesting to learn about, and something that I actually have been quite enjoying. So that's something completely outside of chem eng that I've been thinking about. So yeah.
I've been looking into consulting as well, but now I'm thinking of, I suppose I'm thinking of doing engineering, so specifically oil and gas, because I'm interested in working out of office, so doing a more operational role, working on sites and on doing things like offshore work. So I've been really interested in that. I've been looking into that, and hopefully I'll be working in that sector.
Cool. Sounds like there are a lot of different options after this degree. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to add to that question? So the session's actually gone really quickly, and it's 12:34. So have you guys got time for one more question, do you think? Does anybody? Yeah? Yeah. Who would like to ask the final question? No pressure.
Oh, I can ask it if no one else wants to.
I think that's a resounding yes, Adrian. Go for it.
So my question is, what's your favorite memory of university so far?
Okay, I'll go. My favorite memory has definitely been Afro Gala, and I think all of us have participated in that one way or another. It's an annual cultural showcase of like dance, drama, and music, and we put on a professional performance. In February this year, we put a performance to 650 individuals, and there's so many ways you can get involved. I had the opportunity of coordinating it, and I know Agogo led the technical direction, so sounds, lights. It was really good because you have experience. It's something that takes up a lot of your time, but it's something really nice that you can do outside of your academics. And it also really gave us a chance to just be a nice community, somewhere for us to relax, somewhere for first years to get to know older years. Yeah, that would be my favorite experience.
Yeah, I agree with Rafia 100%. That was the first thing that came to mind for me. Being a first year, I've never really like openly been creative. Like in my head, I've just been like, I'm good at sciences, like let me just stick to this. So when I got here and they're talking about a showcase, I was like, I haven't really done music, drama, all of that in some time, but it was really fun. Like it doesn't really matter your ability, you can just enjoy it. And again, as she said, like it's such a great way to get to know other people in different years and just really relaxing from all the stress of the degree as well.
So
I would say my...
You go.
I was going to say, I'd say my favorite memory is also ACS related, but I feel like it was the first meet and greet that I had when I was in first year. And just meeting so many different people. And that day or that evening was just so fun because everyone just seemed very relaxed and chilled and just there to have fun and meet other people. And I say that was my favorite memory. It was a really good night.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, I really did. I think Afro Gala was probably my favorite one outside of academics, but inside academics, I'd say when I completed my MATLAB project, because I absolutely hated MATLAB. I can't tell you guys. So it was like some coding stuff that we had to do. And I was like, no, I didn't choose computer science. I don't know why we're doing coding. But then as soon as I think once my code worked, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm the most cleverest person in the world. No one could tell me nothing. So I think my favorite thing is like, I think when you complete something that you've been struggling with for a long time, the satisfaction you get from completing it, yeah, it's really good.
I'd say my favorites, like outside of academics, was also definitely Afro Gala, just cause like you get to meet so many people. You're all like doing something different. Like you're Imperial, you're supposed to be like STEM students, but you're all like pushing yourselves creatively, trying to like make this wonderful thing for like, and then you're going to present it to so many people, and just gives you this like wonderful sense of community. And it was really, really, really like the experience can't be replicated. Like Afro Gala is a unique and wonderful experience for sure.
I think one of my favorite memories is that for the department, I organized like a pancake day for pancake day. So like it was nice because like I did it from start to finish. So like I bought all the ingredients, I made the setup, I figured out how we're going to make it work, what day we're going to do it on. I was making pancakes for hours, and like it was just really fun, like seeing everybody coming around and like enjoying themselves in the department, and like it was just it was a very nice community feel to the department. Like everybody was having fun and enjoying themselves, and like seeing something you'd like planned like be actualized and go really well was like a really nice experience. So I was very happy about that.
Adrian, time to turn the question on you. What's your favorite memory?
I'd say my favorite memory is probably I kind of torn really because I quite enjoyed the Afro Gala performances in 2019 and this year, but then I also quite enjoyed my time at during my time at the Frank Morton Sports Days. Was that one this year? I think it was, yeah, this year and last year. Yeah, I think both of them just like meeting a lot of people and see like with the Afro Gala, as mentioned already, seeing all the performances come together in one production, and it was very nice. Everything was smooth. It's very well done. And then with the Frank Morton event, meeting chemical engineers at other universities and just going to different places in the UK. Yeah, it's one of those two. Can't say which one, but it was enjoyable for me.
We'll let you have both. Well, that was a really lovely question to end on, and really nice to hear all of those memories that you've got. Seems like Afro Gala is really popular, so yeah, looking forward to when you can put the next performance on. So we are going to end the session there, but thank you so much to everyone who's joined us, and thank you to all of our panelists as well. Like some really good advice there, and really nice insight into your university experience. So thanks so much for giving up your time today. Just to say that you can access all of the sessions from our series on our YouTube channel, and watch the space because hopefully we'll be back with more in the future. So thanks again, everybody, and hope you have a good rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.